to our School Matters podcast. I am so excited for today's episode. We are going to learn about everything CTE. I know several people in our community, parents, community members, want to know everything there is to know about CTE and VISD, and we have the experts here with us today. So let's introduce our two CTE experts. Y'all want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Dina Justice, and I proudly serve as the CTE Director for Victoria ISD.
And I am Audrey Pope. I am the CTI Principal, and I am also the CTE Career Readiness Specialist.
So if people tuned into our February school board meeting, they would have seen y'all there. Our CTE department was recognized as a district of distinction here in Texas. So tell us what that means for CTE.
So the Career and Technical Association of Texas came up with an inaugural award, just wanting to highlight those outstanding districts across the state of Texas for their innovative programs, their number of students that are earning industry-based certifications, all the programs that we offer, dual credit opportunities. They also look, the state requires us to spend 55% of the weighted funding we get, and our district has been on board, and we have met all that criteria for several years. So they look at the TAPER report that's put out by Texas Education Agency, and they have a rubric, and we were one of 38 districts across the state of Texas to earn that designation. So very proud of our department. It's not administrators alone. If it wasn't the students and the teachers in the trenches working hard on completing those courses and earning those industry-based certifications, we would not be celebrating.
Right. If you read the admin report, I'm always pestering you about our students who are receiving IBCs regularly. And we have students who are regularly achieving goals of industry-based certification. So this is a big accomplishment, not only for you and CTE and our teachers, but for our students also.
Absolutely. It's a huge celebration.
So we have CTI and CTE. Can you tell me what is the difference between those two?
Absolutely. So I'm going to talk about CTE, and then I'm going to let our principal talk about CTI.
Okay.
So CTE, you think of it, it stands for Career and Tech Education. It's kind of like the overarching umbrella that all of our programs and courses and industry-based certifications, and there's a lot of things that go into that. So it's basically programming that helps prepare our kids for a career in the future after graduation.
Okay.
And CTI is the actual place. So we have our Career and Technology Institute, where we have kids or our students from Victoria East High School and Victoria West High School, and then also from VISD Success Academy. They come over to our building where we have 6 career pathways or clusters. And so we have our automotive, where we do Auto Tech 1 and 2, and then our practicum. We have construction, where we have construction 1 and 2 levels. We have our ag mech fabrication, where we have it's more geared toward welding. So we have 2 shops for that. We also have cosmetology, where we start our sophomore year into the intro, Cosmo 1 and Cosmo 2, and then Cosmo 2 is where they get the certification. Then we also have our health science, which they are in the Certified Medical Assistant program. And then we also have our law enforcement. So we have all those programs here that the students are bused over here to take these courses. It's double block, triple block. So we have a lot of time on our hands here to be able to actually practice those hands-on skills in these learning environments that mimic that workplace environment.
Right. Y'all have a salon in the CTI building. Y'all have a welding room. I don't know the terminology for it, but a welding shop where kids are welding back there. So they really are getting this hands-on experience. Yes. So tell me more about CTE and how is it different from traditional high school?
So CTE kind of combines a lot of the academic skills that they'll need. It's kind of divided into 2 categories. So we have career clusters, which is like a category for a select group of careers. So, for example, agriculture, food, and natural resources is one. Law enforcement would be another. So they're just the overarching category. And then underneath that, TEA has created what's called a program of study. So each of those programs of study are very unique and gearing them towards a specific career or industry-based certification. There's a couple other elements that are really important in our programs of study. Employability skills. So we hear from our industry partners all the time. The kids have the skills and the techniques, but they're lacking in those employability skills. Mm-hmm. So every CTE course has embedded in it TEKs that meet those employability skills. So one of them would be communication. Mm-hmm. Of course, we address the cell phone issue. We know that's a huge problem, even in schools and everywhere else. Some other is like higher order thinking, being able to work in a group to problem solve. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the skills they would learn. Of course, the industry-based certifications we kind of talked about. There's also career and technical student organizations that are tied to every program of study. This is an opportunity for students to join an organization such as FFA or HOSA or Skills USA. And what that provides for kids is the ability to learn leadership skills tied to whatever industry they are in. Mm-hmm. They get to go to conferences. They compete in competitions. And some of our kids have made it all the way to the state and national level.
Right. We've seen that in welding several times.
Yes. And another important component is that work-based learning. And so Andrea is going to talk a little bit more about that. And the last kind of facet of our programming is advisory committees. So we're always looking for members to join our advisory committees. Our teachers may come from that industry, but in order for us to stay abreast of changes in technology, what's going on in the industry, we need those experienced people that are still in the field to come and help us look at curriculum, make sure our industry-based certifications are really going to get them to that next job when they're looking for a career.
So you talked about career clusters. We also have programs of studies. Can you tell us more about those?
Absolutely. So prior to 2019, we used to be able to just choose whatever courses we wanted to create a pathway. Mm-hmm. Well, in 2019, TEA changed that. And so they provided a framework for every career cluster. So what a program of study is, it's a sequence of courses. And typically it's freshman, sophomore, junior, senior level. They call them levels on their program of study. So it's a sequence of those courses building from a foundation like a principal's class and then moving up in rigor and expertise as they go through the courses to their senior year. Tied in with that is the work-based learning opportunities there I talked about. So some of the work-based learning that we try to align with that is like field trips, getting them immersed in that industry. And it looks very different at each level. Another strong component is our industry-based certifications, where our students are actually learning credentials that you find out in the industry. There's a couple of ones that we offer, like our cosmetology license. Once they earn their cosmetology license, they are able to go and actually work in the industry. They are done. Mm-hmm. Some of our other industry-based certifications, it's like an entry level. So once they secure that job or they decide to continue their education at college or tech school, they scaffold them and they build upon them. But it looks good on a resume. Mm-hmm. A lot of our industry partners, we have placed our kids in practicums, and so they will hire our kids because they're training them in the skills they need to go. So we offer 12 different career clusters. The state of Texas has identified 14, so I'm very proud of the fact that we are able to offer 12 of those.
Yeah.
We also have 23 programs of study. So I'm briefly going to kind of run through those.
Definitely.
Everybody an idea. So Ag, Food, and Natural Resources is one of our larger career clusters. And within that, we offer Ag Business, Leadership, and Communication. So working on those business side and the Ag part. Animal Science, Agriculture, Tech, and Mechanical Systems. This is where we really fine-tune those welding skills. We used to offer a welding programs of study, but now we have it under our Ag umbrella. And then we also have Plant Science. For Architecture and Construction career cluster, we offer Carpentry, And we have a partnership with Midcoast Construction Academy, which is right across the street from the administration building, where they allow us to send our kids for electrical, HVAC, and plumbing. Our next career cluster is arts, audio, visual technology, and communication. I know that's a mouthful. Digital communications is a new one we're adding next year. We're moving our yearbook, our podcast on campuses, and the newspaper under the CTE umbrella. And the great thing about that, we'll be able to get weighted funding for those programs and help them purchase some of that equipment that they need to keep abreast with the changes in technology. And then we have had our graphic design and interactive media for a while. Next one is business, marketing, and finance. We offer accounting and financial services, business management, and a newer one that we just added is entrepreneurship. So a lot of kids get really excited about that because I can think back to when I was in high school and I wanted my own business. So that's a great program for them to do. Our next one is education and training, where it's teaching and training. So in that program, our students are earning their AID certification, and they're actually being paid to work in some of our schools.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of like feeding into that Grow Your Own program that we have with BISD. So we're super excited about that. We know that we need teachers ongoing. We have some retiring, and, you know, we need to be able to replace those teachers. So another new one is energy. So for energy, we have a partnership with Victoria College where we're offering dual credit courses. And it is refining and chemical process, which is really our process tech at some of our chemical plants. And the other one is renewable energy, which is your instrumentation and electrical. Sorry, I had to think for a minute. But our kids they don't earn a certificate while they're with us. But another way that we can meet criteria for college career military readiness is they can take 3 CTE courses that are dual credit. And that meets that criteria. They don't necessarily have to earn an industry-based certification. So lots of people are excited about that.
Definitely.
Well, we have the plants in the area. We also have a lot of new industry moving into the Port of Victoria and just in our region. And so we are very excited to be able to partnership.
Yeah. And a lot of people, like parents, their father works at the plant and they're a process operator. So their son wants to go, and this is like an easy transition for them to get on over there also.
We're really trying to market it to parents because a lot of our high school kids have no idea what that looks like. So we're really trying to reach out to our parents. Another one that we've had for a while is engineering, and we selected the Engineering Foundations Program of Study. We have a lot of different facets of engineering in the areas of engineering. But the Engineering Foundation gives them all those problem-solving skills and really gets them ready if they want to pursue engineering in college. For health science, we do diagnostic and therapeutic services. In that program of study, our kids actually earn a national license.
Oh, wow.
A certified medical assistant. So we used to do the CNA. We moved to CMA, or the medical assisting, because it offers more opportunities for our kids. They can work at a hospital, a clinic, a doctor's office. And if they move out of state,
it's good.
License still carry. Yeah. Next, we have our human services, which we've had our cosmetology for a while now. So they actually earn their license, like I said before they graduate. And we've added health and wellness. So this is just a foundational course where we already had like lifetime nutrition and wellness, interpersonal studies. This is adding another course where they can get certified and maybe work in the food industry. So there's a tie-in there. Next, we have information technology, and that's programming and software development, where our kids are earning a Java certification, gets them ready for that next step. Most of those are, on the path to go to college. But with that certification, they could also get a job working in a local business with their tech department. And we have 2 more. Law and Public Services, which is our law enforcement. We have a 911 dispatch certification they earn. And then a lot of our kids go on to the police academy at Victoria College. So it kind of feeds into that. And last but certainly not least is our transportation, distribution, and logistics. That's our automotive program. So there they earn a couple of different certifications. We have automotive service excellence, where they earn maintenance like repair or electrical and electronic systems. Based on our advisory feedback, they felt those are 2 certifications. And those are entry level. So once they get out in the field, and a lot of our kids go to practicums, they can take those advanced in that same area.
So what I'm hearing is for parents and community members who want us to provide trade opportunities for students, HVAC, plumbing, welding, electrical, we have those. We have those for students.
Yes.
And more.
And
Yes.
more.
So I have a student that wants to do CTE. What does that process look like when you're building out a schedule or trying to get into a CTE program?
So for programs to study for students, for them to get their individualized program that they want or career that they're looking for high school, we start them in 8th grade, and it's through Youth Science. And Youth Science is an online interest aptitude test. It is a lot of brain games that students can take, and it helps them hone in on their strengths and their interests. And what it does, it will give them a data of inventory of different careers out there that will be individualized for that student. So it actually makes this dashboard for them that individualizes their results and all the different careers that are geared toward their aptitude, their interest, and then it'll take both of them and give them the careers best fit for them, for their strengths, and then what they want to do. So also in Youth Science, on their dashboard, it has a place where it has all their careers, where they can look and research different careers. It also gives them what kind of education do they need for them. Is it a technical school? Is it a college? Is it 4 years? It gives them an average salary that they would make in this career. It gives them the day in the life of, and so it'll explain to them the different tasks that they would do in these types of careers. Also on that dashboard, it gives them the colleges. They can research colleges here in Texas and all over the United States. They also have a resume builder on there. They have a place that gives their for scholarships. And how to make essays. It gives them word starters or sentence starters and what their strengths are and what they're good at. And so this also helps them formulate those essays they would need for college or for scholarships.
And so, and with this, taking this aptitude test, they're also getting going on tours and getting presentations at their school. So like 8th graders do the Learn to Earn tours. What do they do when they're on the Learn to Earn tours?
So absolutely. This is an event that we've been holding annually for several years now. So once we develop our programs of study and finalize them for the next year, we bring every 8th grader over to our CTI campus. We have teachers and students representing each of the career clusters, and they talk about each of the programs of study and what course they need to enlist in as a freshman. This is critical before they start that course selection process, because it can be, as you can well know, with all these programs, it can be very overwhelming. But I think the 8th grade tours, when they actually talk to students and the teachers that are teaching them and they explain, I think it sparks some interest and they're able to make a decision based on that.
We talked about work-based learning earlier and internship opportunities. Can you talk more about how students are involved in that and what that looks like for students in CTE programs right now?
Absolutely. So I'm going to turn it over to our career readiness specialist to answer that.
So we have career prep and we have practicums in all of our pathways. And career prep is where they are, students have a class that they go to every day that helps them with their employability skills. It helps them learn how to read a paycheck, how to figure taxes. And then they go off after for 2 periods and they go to work. And so a lot of these students already have jobs, and so they need that extra time during their school day. And so we actually have a program for that. The practicum is where it is through a pathway, one of their programs of studies, where they took 3 years to study this career they really, really want. And that fourth year, they go into the workforce and they get that hands-on experience and practice in a real world job. And so we have partners here in town that we partner with and that we are able to place these students at. So they can use those skills and practice those skills and work with real employers here in town, honing in on getting that career where they want to be.
Yeah, we've done videos with a couple Civil Corps. I know we did one with them and Tejas Productions, where we have had students out there. I know we have had tons of students come through the CTE program here. I know that there are success stories. Do y'all have any to share?
Absolutely. So Mallory Ozina is a 2023 graduate, and she completed our cosmetology program and got her license. She was working at Supercuts before she actually finished and graduated.
Wow.
So she decided to take that summer off and just try to plan and figure out what she wanted to do. So after that summer, she worked for several different salons. And then within the year, she actually bought out a salon from one of the people that she was working for. And now she has 7 stylists working under her.
Wow.
And so I talked to her this week, and I've invited her to come talk to our cosmetology students. She wants to inspire them just not to give up. It's hard, but once you get there, it is wonderful.
So 2 years out of high school, and
Yes.
she's a salon owner.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes, and I have one also, Maitland Smith. She went through our health science practicum here at CTI. She graduated last year. She went out and she is now working for Beltec, which is a company, healthcare company that works with intellectual disabled people. And she just is there every day helping them work with them. While she's doing that, working full time, she's also going to nursing school. So she's getting her LVN. And I also talked to her and she told me, because we talked to her, she was at the school board.
Right.
And she's there. And she was saying that she would love to be a nurse practitioner or get her doctorate in nursing and go into cardiovascular medicine. And that she too would love to come over here and talk to our kids because she got her inspiration because her grandmother got sick. And so she really wanted to help other people. So yes, they are all of our students. We have lots of success stories. And when we see them out there in the public, they come and they want to tell us all about it. And we want to hear about it.
That's incredible. So parents, grandparents, community members that are listening to this podcast, they know people, students who are in 8th grade or freshmen in high school, and they are interested in CTE. Where do they go to learn more about CTE opportunities for students?
So we have all of our information posted on our CTE webpage, which is part of VISD. I also try to push out a lot of information through our Facebook page, and they can email me at any time. So it's cte@visd.net.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know that there are incredible things happening in the CTE world. We share as much as we can with everybody. We're so proud of the things that y'all are doing and the successes that our students are having. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining this conversation about CTE opportunities for students in VISD. If you found this podcast informative, we encourage you to share this with anybody that you think might be interested in learning more about CTE and the opportunities available to students in VISD. And if you want to stay up to date on all things CTE, we encourage you to follow the Career and Technical Education Facebook page. You can also follow Victoria ISD on Facebook. We are always sharing the happenings of CTE. You can find us online at visd.net and on Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to the School Matters podcast yet, now's the time. We look forward to continuing the conversation about what matters most, our students. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and stay in the know.